After a long reflection, we have made the decision to leave the People's Democratic Party and join the All Progressive Congress.
What is the reason for the current decline of PDP and the growth of APC? Let's start with Otumba Bayana.
Thank you very, very much. The PDP itself was formed by a number of statesmen in the late 90s. And they were the people to which General Salami handed over power to, under the leadership of President Olusegun Obasanjo. Obasanjo is a decorated officer, former head of state and so on. Definitely not a politician. When he was in power, for those 8 years, he was able to secure obedience through force. They call it argument of force, not force of argument. He kind of more or less whipped people into line and so on. By the time he left, PDP had begun to suffer internal problems. Ojuzo Kalu also left at the same time as Obasanjo. He formed his own party, PPA, and was able to secure 2 states in the southeast, Imo and was it Abia, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And the 3rd state in the southeast was Abga, which used to be under the control of PDP. So out of the 5 states in the southeast, 3 of them were no longer with PDP. In the southwest, only 1 state was not with PDP. That was Lagos. But this man in Lagos decided to build a regional party, and he succeeded. And then he teamed up with someone who he thought will have sufficient votes to translate it to victory for him. And it happened just like they planned it. But the issue is that when Buhari also became, he was not able to move the APC further. In fact, there were all sorts of wranglings and so on, and he could not be bothered. But for the first time since 1999, we're having a real thoroughbred politician. And that is why he has not fought anybody, he has not threatened anybody, but people are just gallivanting to him. And he's not the one that would say, Atiku, we are enough, we don't want anymore. No party does that. The tragedy of PDP is that they have nobody to build their party for them. Even here in Ekiti, those that have benefited from PDP and so on and so forth, they have more or less contributed to bringing that party down. And I want to use this occasion to celebrate Nyesom Wike. Why am I saying that? In 2023, all the governors in the South agreed that presidency should come to the South. Then, some arrogant people felt they could do it alone without the South. And then they went to their drawing board and did everything they thought they could do to retain power for the North. I think it is now clear beyond all reasonable doubt that we all need each other. the South cannot do it alone, the North cannot do it alone. You need to engage in dialogue. It has never happened that one party, one regional party was successfully able to lord it over Nigeria. And it has now become very, very clear. And in the whole of the South today, out of 17 governors, maybe 5 are not APC inclined. And when you go to the North, it's almost virtually the same thing. Who will build the PDP now? Even the man that was majorly responsible for the fall of PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, he has gone to he has gone to another party. And I think we may not begin to see a build-up of a strong opposition until around 2031, 32. We may not. Because if we go like this and this man God spares his life, he will secure the APC ticket and there will be no party that will be able to challenge him nationwide. I'm not saying we will not have challenges, but for example, ADC may challenge him in some places in the North, but in places like some other places, they will score like 1,000 or 2,000 votes. PDP cannot even get it out together now. They are quarreling. So, but by 2030 and so on, people will begin to congregate again, and then maybe we will have a strong opposition.
Barrister Ajayi,
Yes.
the question was, what is the cause of the decline of PDP and the growth of the APC?
I want to start by reason that of the danger of one party system in democracy. Democracy is thriving well in America because of the two parties, two competing parties, Democrats and Republicans. When one of the parties is not doing well, they always have an alternative to go to. And that has sustained democracy for centuries in America. If we are now happy, if we members of APC are happy, people are crossing to us, people are crossing to us. And we don't have people to tell us the truth about what we're not doing right. It is very, very dangerous. When we are virtually building an empire around a personality. And the greatest surprise to me is the PDP governors crossing over to APC. Even second-term governors like Diri in Bayelsa State crossing to APC. Why can't they even emulate our present president when he was governor in Lagos State? When all the state of the Southwest was taken from his party, he remained the only Gibraltar, the Rock of Gibraltar. And from a strong base in Lagos, was able to mobilize the oppositions. The bedrock of APC today is Ahmed Bola Tinubu. People don't know that they have started this when Jonathan was in government. When 5 states was taken from a sitting president, it was through the efforts, the sole effort of this our present president, that Ekiti State was taken from PDP. Ondo State was taken from Labour Party, was taken from PDP to Labour Party. And those Osun So it was this, and instead of he was the brain behind this conglomerate that formed APC. The AP, the AC, all of them.
And the MPD.
And as at that time, he did not say, I want to be president. He was the one that went to Buhari, come and contest. Buhari was reluctant. He said, I've tried, I've made 3 attempts, I'm no longer interested. He said, I don't even have the money. This is our president. I assured him, we will give you the money, we will mobilize people for you in the south. You are already strong in the north. We will give you votes in the south. He was the one that lobbied Buhari to become president. From the opposition. Why are the PDP governors going to join APC now? I cannot fathom now their reason. Is it for security protection? Is it for security after government? To avoid being probed by the FCC? For what reason, for God's sake? Okay. My friend here and my brother said he admired Wike for supporting the Southern presidency. That has been achieved. He has succeeded in that. Where is he now? Is he in PDP or APC?
He's in government.
So, my brother here, the governor I served, is he in PDP or APC? When he will openly come out and say, I'm supporting the Quebec governor of second term. And at the same time, he will go attend the PDP meeting in Abuja or elsewhere. This kind of politics we have played today, I've never seen it anywhere in the world.
Could we see politics of survival?
Where somebody will be in a party. He will say, I'm a party A, but I'm working for party B. Because
for presidency or for governor.
For governor. Because
yes,
parties are set up to win election.
Yes.
They are not set up to go and be doing the business of another party. I've never seen it in the democracy anywhere in the world. I've never seen it.
Yeah, right. Maybe Nigeria is
so the politics that you see Wike and my brother here 5 years play in Nigerian politics of today allow the Senate to be used to exterminate the opposition party. I've never seen it anywhere. They may be doing it for reasons best known to them, but me as a person, I've never seen it where it is being played. And Nigeria must be very careful about this. Because when we empower our president to become an emperor, where nobody can no longer challenge him, then we are looking somewhere else.
No, I think the checks and balances will work. The National Assembly is still there.
No, I don't agree with that. The National Assembly will always do the biddings of the president.
No.
Have you seen the National the President National?
Okay.
Have you ever seen them for once take a position against the president?
Tell me what the president brought to them against which they should have taken a position.
So
when the president is bringing proposals for loans and all that additional.
Have you ever seen anybody criticize it? In the National Assembly?
Let me start.
Billions of naira loan.
Let me say.
They will not even ask, Mr. President, what are you using this one? What are you using it for? The one you collected before, what did you use it for? When they will never ever ask that you say that it's opposition at the National Assembly. There is none.
It is an amoral concept. It is neither good nor bad. It's what you are using it for that determines whether it is good or it is bad. Some of the things we are doing now, if we are taking loans, perhaps during the go-on era, when we had so much money and somebody was saying that our problem is not really money but how to spend it, and it was making sense. We had money but we didn't have sense. So after some time we said, okay, let's double everybody's salary backdate it for 9 months. So they did. And when they did it, everybody started bringing things from Japan. Yes, now everybody started bringing things from Japan. That was when you have shalake, wristwatches, electronics, and so on. And it translated into direct pressure on our foreign exchange. And within 10 years of that, we ran into problems. Imagine if at that time, instead of doubling everybody's salary, they have increased by just 10% and said, let's do rail lines all over Nigeria. Let's increase our electricity output. Let's do this, let's do that. Let's encourage our universities to have strong research bases and so on. We will not be doing what we're doing today. We'll be somewhere else. And then another one came in 2000, increased everybody's salary by almost 500%. Yes, it happened. Labor Day, May 1, 2000. Then Obasanjo went to the field and brought out a new wage package and said from now minimum wage is 5,000. No nation is run like that. The truth is that we have been very reckless in the past. And the opportunities we had to build our infrastructures, we did not do so. We did not. Look, in the 90s, Nigeria and China were almost at par, economically speaking. But between the 80s and now, what China has done with itself, in 20, 30 years, we may not be able to catch up with them because the military wasted our life during that period. I'm saying this for all those people talking military. The military wasted Nigeria's opportunities. Up to 1976, UCH was among the best hospitals in the world. They were coming there from Saudi. Today our people are going abroad. The military wasted our time. And now, if we want to catch up, everything that we can do, we should do them. You understand? We should do everything we can do. If it means that we may pay back in 5, 6, 20 years, let's pay them back. And the moment you have all these things, you will have efficiency in your productivity. For example, if you are doing this interview we are doing now, using either solar or normal electricity, it will be much cheaper than being on diesel. And 90% of Nigerian production depends on diesel. So why don't we borrow money, enhance our capacity to generate electricity and so on? So we've veered into this to show that loan is not necessarily a bad thing. The second one I want to also say is that my brother talked about the dangers of one-party state. China has been a one-party state since 1949. Since 1949, it has been a one-party state. It went through a period of
the writer of the Nigerian Constitution followed that of America, and not China.
No, I'm coming. They went through a period of barbarism and so on. All that period of Chairman Mao was very popular, but it was a very crude leader. But as time went on, the Chinese party began to reform itself. It began to reform itself and translated itself into the most efficient party system in the whole world. You can go and study it in the whole world. That is why today,
we should not start taking that way. We should not start taking the way of China or Russia.
If we are talking of,
we should not start taking about that
Nigeria,
way.
What dangerous. I would say is that the leadership of APC should now begin to see how APC itself can turn into a civilizing organization, into an organization that can actually bring true civilization and development to the country. You can always have your opinion, and nobody is stopping anybody from building another party. But when something is working, you don't need to reinvent the wheel.
We should not do that at the expense of the existence of the other political parties. Are you aware that PDP secretariat is blocked now?
It should
by
be.
Security
It should be blocked for
because the interest of Wiki Group was not met at the annual convention of the PDP. Are you now saying the main opposition party should not hold the convention?
It should be blocked. You know,
when they have been running the party with caretaker for nearly 3 years now.
Wike said.
Are you now saying they should not hold the convention?
This party is owing the FCT so much money.
Ground rent.
Ground rent. They have not paid.
No, they have resolved that. They have resolved that a long time. This one was over the convention, after the convention held at Ibadan.
Yes.
Because the Wike Group lost in that convention. We can now have to use security agencies to block the national secretariat of the party. Is that good for democracy?
Even the meeting in Ibadan, how many governors were there?
It's not how many governors. The governors that have gone to APC. The governors that have gone to APC doesn't mean if the governors left, if one or two governors left for the ruling government, does it mean PDP does no longer exist?
Anyway, the
does it mean it's no longer in the
political party? Nobody will come to help PDP to tidy their house. They should tidy it themselves. If they know that Wike has the capacity to do what he's doing, they will see him as a major stakeholder and try to accommodate.
Sincerely speaking, do you think Wike is in PDP? Sincerely speaking,
do I think Wike is
PDP? Is Wike a member of PDP?
Does he have an APC?
Is he a member of PDP?
Is he an APC card carrying member? And their names
you go ask him now.
Well,
you should go ask him.
No, you're asking me now.
It is from your actions and deeds. It's from your actions and deeds we discover you. Yorùbá sọ pé wọ́n ní ìṣe wọn là ó fi mọ̀ wọ́n.
They said that
ṣé ìṣe wọn jọ ẹni tó wà ní pátì yẹn.
Wọ́n wà bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ṣé ìṣe wọn jọ.
Wọ́n wà bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ìṣe wọn. Wait, let us speak to the truth in this one.
The truth is this.
So that democracy can survive.
At the onset of this democracy, General Obasanjo poached Chief Bola Ige from the AD, and Bola Ige worked assiduously as a minister for Obasanjo.
Was he criticizing the party he came from? Was he working against their interests when he was serving Obasanjo?
Himself and Afenifere were no longer together. They were no longer living together. So this is not the first time someone else will come and work for. Under Shagari, Professor Ishaya, we
are not talking of his acceptance as minister. Let us face the truth. He's using his position as a minister in FCT to destabilize the party he claimed to be a member.
On what ground?
It's different from his acceptance. Nobody is criticizing for accepting the ministerial appointment of President Tinubu. It's different.
He doesn't want breakdown of law and order within the premises.
So he's the one to determine that.
Is the minister of that?
So he's the one to determine that.
Is he not the minister of the Federal Capital Territory?
A party that is a national party registered to perform a national interest. Then, simply because the secretariat is now within the FCT, then you can now use that opportunity to obstruct them from conducting their legal activities as a party.
They can do it somewhere.
That is wrong.
I'm not saying it is wrong or not wrong.
Personally,
but it's not it's not strange to our politics.
It's strange.
And you know it. Even it has happened in a
if something bad happened in the past, we are repeating it. Do we justify that?
PDP several times, and you know it.
Do we justify something that was bad yesterday?
PDP had like 2 or 3 offices.
Do we justify something that was bad yesterday? We justify
I'm not justifying it. I'm saying it is not unusual.
If an unusual bad thing, should we allow an unusual bad thing to continue to exist?
It is not unusual to PDP.
Do we allow it to continue to exist? We are social commentators here.
Yes, we are.
Do we justify it? We are not talking now as members of political parties.
It's not within my power.
We are not talking as members of political parties.
Whatever. But the truth really is this: the idea of a one-party state, dreadful as it may be, has succeeded in a few places in the past.
Like where?
In fact, I just mentioned China.
And we should have we should only cooperate to adopt the Chinese principle. Then we know that's what we are doing.
I also go further to talk about Malaysia. Malaysia around 2014 or so had to call back their prime minister who had retired like 20 years earlier, Dr. something Matar, M-A-T-H-I-R. So they brought him back. The opposition actually brought him back to contest and lead them in the election, because after he left government, the people that succeeded him began to derail, began to embezzle and so on, and nobody could actually unseat them. Then they brought this Baba from retirement. He was over 90 years old then. Yes, he was over 90 years old. He came in and he won the election, and he redirected the course of events in that country. You understand? So, even if we are afraid of a one-party state now, it cannot go on in perpetuity. People will become dissatisfied, disgruntled, and at some point, they will have the critical mass to upstage whatever is there. But the blessing for APC is go to places where you have one-party dominance. Because there are places like that that you have single-party dominance, and then see how they are succeeding, what they are doing to succeed, how they build consensus, how they attend to objections, how they configure the society, how they bring up civilizing ideas and so on.
But why the question is why are Nigerians not building on good legacies of the past? For instance, now look at our president. We are commending him today because he is the singular factor that brought the opposition to take over for the reigning government.
Yes.
When PDP had relaxed that we are going to rule for life, he single-handedly, as governor of Lagos State, to mobilize the opposition. Where he is today. Why are these governors in PDP not emulate that? Let them use their own resources to build up the opposition party for one day.
Exactly.
Where they will be able to take over.
That was the point.
Where can they emulate that?
That was the
Where
point.
can they emulate the president? The president Bola Tinubu. Look at what President Olusegun Obasanjo did to him.
But
he see the local government allocation for several months.
Obasanjo
yet he was not bought.
He
was not deterred.
He wanted one party, but
he was not deterred. And this president Bola Tinubu aborted this ambition for one party system.
Yes.
Why are these PDP governors?
It is not
crossing for no justification. What is their reason?
It is not Tinubu's fault.
Just because most of them didn't want the APC to start chasing them.
No, I don't.
After the manifesto of corruption.
We are speculating.
Yes, it is speculation because they have no reason. What is their reason?
I want to.
Okay, look at the governor of Delta State, for instance.
Yes.
His reason enough, he was vice presidential candidate and facing EFCC crisis. He was already taken to EFCC.
Yes.
The hot letter.
But his case will
as in that time now, we've not had anything about EFCC against Okowa.
His case will
against Okowa.
His case will continue.
No, it's a selfish protection of interest. Purely selfish protection of interest, which Ahmed Bola Tinubu did not do.
Just to differentiate between the two models, Orji Uzor Kalu had two parties in 2007. By 2010-11, he wanted to go to the Senate. He had to beg PDP for the ticket to go to the Senate. The governor that he installed had changed to PDP by then, and that man denied him the ticket. You see, if you don't put in the necessary efforts, You cannot reward, you cannot benefit or enjoy the reward that someone else that had put in the effort and the sacrifice. Tinubu knows how much he spent in court to get Ekiti from PDP to ACM and then to AC.
Exactly.
He knows how much he spent in all the other places.
You know, true?
Are we saying that there are no people in PDP that could have done the same to build?
People who should do so are the one for fear, for unnecessary fear, are now crossing to APC.
Many of
the
them
people who want to have stood, that is my position, sir.
They are crossing.
The people who want to have stood like Ebola Tinubu
they are crossing
are the one crossing over.
It is not the fault of APC.
No, nobody is blaming the APC or the president. I'm blaming those people crossing over. Like you said, sir. Anybody that wants to join you,
if you don't have,
you can't say, please, I don't need. We are enough. We are enough. We don't need you again.
If you don't have,
it's not the fault of APC now.
If you don't have a flair for building, you will be making a mistake to build. See it in the life of Peter Obi. Peter Obi went to Abga. Ojukwu raised his hand. He became the governor. He swore that he would never leave Abga. He left Abga and became the vice presidential candidate of PDP. And then they lost. He went to Labour and became the presidential candidate. And they lost. Based on the magnificent show of Labour in 2023, if Peter Obi had that kind of opportunity, and if he was a builder, how much crowd do you think you should be having now? But the last election they did, he lost in his own polling booth.
The Labour Party.
These people don't have stamina. They don't have stamina. They can't run. So, what I'm thinking is that...
He's obviously in the Labour Party.
Huh?
He
does not even know where he is. He doesn't... Abga won in that polling unit.
All those parties have been pushed. They have been pushed.
Abga won in that polling unit.
They have been
APC came second. Parties. Then Labour Party and ADC and so on. The rest of them, they perform like fringe parties. You see, it takes a certain kind of person to build things up. People like Awo built political movement. People like Zik actually succeeded in building, and even this Baba Sadana, they built. Now, did MKO build? Yes, they tried. By law, there were just two parties, so you had to flow to either of them. He built, and people actually helped him to also build the party.
SDP.
Yes, but you do not see him as actually the builder of SDP. You see him as the presidential candidate. Now, this current regime has unfolded a builder. We know the builder now. Not Obasanjo. That platform was built for him. Not Chiaradua. He inherited that platform. Not Jonathan. He could not even maintain it. And Atiku has not been able to build anything. We will in ADC when the time comes. So we need builders, not just in the economy, not just in institutions and so on. We need builders also in the polity. And I think it is the lack of those builders in PDP that is affecting me.
I agree with you on that.
You agree?
I agree with you
no builders
on that
in
because there are no builders in PDP. PDP had opportunists. There are no builders like President Ahmed Bola Tinubu did, like Chief Obafemi Awolowo. You know, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not call to become a leader. He has planted people in virtually all the 36 states.
Yes.
Who may has assisted to be somebody in life.
Yes.
These were the people that were started fighting for him. Even when President Buhari was not supporting him for the candidate. But the grassroots in the north, whom he has assisted one way or the other, rooted for him. I was able to get a ticket. Because President Buhari then were preferred Lawan, the president of the Senate.
Lawan
So, but we didn't have his kind in PDP. The former Vice President Atiku Abubakar will only be mobilizing for primary elections. When he wins the primary election and he lost the general election, he retired to his kuku. That is not the attitude of leadership. Then, look at Yase Wike. He wanted to be presidential candidate, he lost. He wanted to be vice presidential candidate, he lost. Instead of remaining a bidder, he decided to be a destabilizer of the party. Okay, look at Ekiti State. Somebody that have used the platform of PDP to be governor twice is now the one leading the opposition to the destruction of the party. Coming out publicly to say that anybody that goes to PDP to go and contest a election is merely wasting his time and resources.
Yes, now.
So, if it is yes, so these are the leaders of PDP who want to appeal the party and behave like Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he was in the opposition. None of them was prepared to do that, and that is very, very dangerous for our democracy. So that is my position. We should be very careful about these people rushing to APC. They may end up even destroying APC itself, because there will be crisis one way or the other along the. When the time for primaries in APC comes, then you see the reality of what
we
I'm
have
talking
done
about.
our primaries.
Not in
we are
Ekiti.
returning our governor.
Not in the Ekiti.
We have done our
The governor of
and by
the
consensus, we
PDP
have
governor in
returned
Ekiti is crossed to another party. I'm talking of states where the PDP governors have crossed to APC.
Okay.
You know, there are people whom they met there who are also interested,
Yes.
who are politically ambitious.
Okay.
So when it comes to the appropriate time, you will see what will happen.
Today, we understand that there are only 8 states or so controlled by the PDP. How many more states shall PDP lose before we now assume that actually we are coming into a one-party state?
Are you sure even the 8 states? Okay, the PDP took a decision at the National Convention at Ibadan.
Yeah.
To expel some of their members that have been giving them headache. The governor of Taraba was somewhere there, and Plateau, they said we don't have hand in it. So, and you have counted those 2 with the PDP governors. Are you sure those 2 are still PDP?
So
when they attended the National Convention, and the majority decision carries the vote, the majority took a decision which will be binding on them. They now came out to say we are not part of that decision. So they have allowed PDP to become a carcass.
Consulted. Then again, you see, for Wike, I think the problem is that his major opponent became Rotimi Amechi. Amechi decided to work for Atiku in 2023.
All those stories are
so Wike now decided that, well, we will show each other. And those are the proofs of a good leader. Should Rotimi Amechi have decided to
the issue of Rotimi Amechi does not come into what is happening in the PDP. Rotimi Amechi is not the PDP now.
He
not
is.
The PDP.
He's not in APC.
So he crossed of PDP to APC to assist President President Buhari to win election.
It was a swap. It was a swap. Rotimi decided to work for Atiku.
Okay.
Then Wike decided to block all of them. And
he's still blocking them.
And he's blocking them. You see,
so and he's still in PDP.
In politics,
when
somebody says, what can he do? If it's in Yoruba language, what can he do?
And he's blocking them.
Show him what
that is not politics or principle.
Okay.
That is not politics or principle. That is what is giving a problem in Africa generally.
Now, Lagos State has been controlled by one party for a long time, and a lot of people have commended the development in Lagos. If you look at the one-party status in Lagos in terms of who wins the elections, I mean, year in, year out, do you think, and the man who started that, the architect of that development, is now the president of the country, do you see a positive prospect for one-party state in Nigeria now that the Lagos man is in charge at the helm of affairs in Nigeria?
I, as a person, I don't advocate one-party system, because the disadvantages in a one-party system is more than the advantages. Because in a situation where a big country like Nigeria finds itself without an opposition, we now install an airport where everybody bows down and fears it. It's dangerous for democracy. Because in politics and in democracy, when people don't have hope, then they will be thinking of something else. What they are thinking about, you may not know. Part of it is this Trump now threatening us here. And before you know it, those people that don't have hope in Nigerian democracy will go the way of Trump. That is the danger. When you stiffen opposition, you don't create hope in them, they will be looking for something else. And what they are looking for, what is their goal, you don't really know. That is the danger in one-party system.
But it's
The
like you
idea
voting for one-party state.
No, I'm saying that one party is not necessarily evil and does not necessarily debar progress. And you have used the example of Lagos as a very beautiful one. I have also used the example of China. See, as long as that one party does not kill merit, integrity, and commitment, then you are talking. What works for Lagos is because they have a master plan. And we can also have a master plan. As a matter of fact, somebody told me that this coastal road that we're just constructing now had been in the master plan for the last 20 years, but nobody committed to it. But we now have someone who is committing to it and doing something like that across the zone. And the truth be told, one of the first things you will notice in a civilized country, when you get there, their transportation system is superb. Anywhere in the world that claims to be civilized, the transport system is not chaotic. There is a system that works. And I think we should begin to work towards that. Lagos is working towards that now. And many more communities in Nigeria should begin to see how, for example, it could be very easy for me, even it's beginning, yes, I said Lagos, for me to be in my house, I want to be in your studio on time. I don't want to take my car. There is an affordable alternative, and I will come here and be safe. Not that on the way somebody will hijack me and so on.
I'll be asking for 100 million.
I'll be asking for.
They will ask for 200 million from you. Because you are richer than 100 million.
God bless you. So we should do our transport system. We should do our power systems. We should look at our our medical knowledge and whatever facilities are available. We should build ourselves to a level that when the president is sick, he can conveniently say, no, I want to be treated by Nigerians. Because what you find out now is that even when you go abroad, some of the best hands that take care of you are Nigerians. Except you say, hey, please don't let any Nigerian touch me. Then they may bring an Indian or someone from somewhere else. So let's make this place the best it can be. And it does not depend on, for example, we have been practicing one-party system in Ekiti since 1999. The assembly is always heavily dominated. But that has not stopped governors that want to perform from performing. They will perform. And the trend has continued.
We've been speaking with two former commissioners of Ekiti State, Barrister Owusheni Ajayi and Otumba Bayoaina. Until next week when we come your way again with another episode of POF Cross-Country, do have a beautiful time.
People of the Fountain.